This is the practice test for data structures, and we have a simple function we're going to write. It's going to accept an integer with a number from 0 up to 2359. They're going to represent a time in military time. Not all the values in this range represent valid times. If the last two digits are 60 to 99, that's not a valid number of minutes. But we're going to assume that all of our inputs are valid to the function. So it's going to return a string representing the time in a 12-hour format with time values less than 12 hours and 0 minutes labeled AM, and values greater than or equal to 12 hours and 0 minutes labeled PM. And note that minutes less than 10 must be preceded by a 0, so 9:05, not 9:5. Okay, and the method signature is going to be this. So we need to create we can just copy that. And flip over to our practice test here, and whoops, paste that in. That needs to be outside of main, doesn't it? So let's do a Control X, and let's go down here and paste it in down here. So what we're going to do is we're going to accept an integer, and we need to break it into two parts. So let's declare an integer variable called hours and one called minutes, and those will be the two parts. Okay, minutes is going to be the time divided by 100 and taking the remainder. So if the time, for example, was 1, 2, 3, 4. If I divide it by 100 and take the remainder, I'm going to get the 34. Okay. If I want to get the 12, that's my hours, and that's going to be time divided by 100. Okay. And if I get an integer and integer, I'm doing division, I'll get integer division as a result. So I won't get 12.34, I will get 12 if I do this. Okay. And now we've got some special cases here. If hours is equal to 0, that's midnight. That's the midnight hour. And we're going to have to keep track of a couple of things here. We're going to have to keep track of, I'm going to keep H and M for copies. So I don't want to mess with these and change them, but I am going to have to like convert 0 into 12 and convert numbers that are bigger than 12 into numbers that are 12 or less. And I'm also going to have to keep track of whether it's an AM or PM. So we'll call this, it's going to be a string function. And I'll just call this suffix. Okay, it's going to be either AM or PM. Okay, so if the hours is 0, then that means it's going to be AM. So my suffix is going to be, and I'll put a spacing in that. And H is going to be 12. So 12 AM. Else if the hours is from 1 to 11, I don't have to do anything. But let's go ahead and do that. Let's do hours is greater than or equal to 1, and hours is less than or equal to 11. I don't have to change it. Well, I'll do H equals hours. Yeah, I guess I put the suffix first up above. So suffix is going to be AM. So it takes care of all my AM hours. Now, else, if hours is greater than or equal to 12. So we're talking about everything here is going to be PM now. And I think, so we're going to go from, let me see, if it's 12 noon, that's going to be a PM time. So So I think that's a special case. So if hours will, if it's not, we can come back and clean this up. But if hours is equal to 12, then we're now in the PM time. And H is going to be equal to hours, which is just 12. Maybe just could put 12 in there. Else, if, and actually I don't need an if here because everything else is going to be the same here. So everything is going to be from 13 up to 2300. So my suffix is going to be equal to PM, and H is going to be equal to hours minus 12. Okay. So let's see. So now I've got hours correct, and I simply need to return a string. So return H plus a colon plus, yeah, better stop. Let's do another string called result. Okay. So if I get to this point, I know that result is going to be equal to H plus a colon. Now before I can tack on the minutes, I got to see if they're less than 10. So if minutes is less than 10, then I got to put a 0 in front of it. So result equals result plus a 0. And so now I've got the 0 there. If it's a 1-digit number, if it's a 2-digit number, I can concatenate what I've got left regardless. So result equals result plus minutes. Okay. Now it turned out I did not need the variable m for this stuff. Okay. And we do need a return. That's why I've still got a red wavy line there. So I'm going to hit enter and return result. Keep just trying to get rid of that blank line there. Okay. So now I really need to test it, and let's do system.out.println and time to string, and I'm going to do 0, which would be 12 midnight, so it should be 12 p.m. Okay. Why doesn't it like that? Time to string. Oh, I forgot it has to be static. Now that takes care of it. Okay, and then system.out.println, we should do a time between 1 a.m. and 11. Let's do 11:59, and that should be 11:59 p.m. I forgot to do my function calls. That's not going to help much. Time to string, and 11:59 is the argument I want to pass in. Okay, down here, let's try noon, which would be 1200 hours. Okay. This was wrong. This is AM. Time 0 is midnight. That's AM. So now we got 12 noon. Let's maybe I'll save myself a little bit of typing here if I do some copying and pasting. Let's do 12:59. Let's do sometime between some PM time now after 1 o'clock. So let's do another paste here, and let's just do 1300. That would be 1 o'clock. And this one up here would be 12:59. And let's do another paste here, and let's try the last hour of the day and the last minute of the day, 23:59. That should give me 11:59 p.m. Okay. Okay, so let's go ahead and run this. And I'm not printing these out, but we can easily compare what I've got in the comments up here with what we see down here and see if they're correct. So I should get 12. I do not have my AM or PM. I'm getting 11:59. I'm getting 12, 12:59, 1, 11:59. So if I just remember to tack on my AM or PM, which I forgot, plus, I want a space in there, plus my suffix. Okay. And now return result. Now let's give it a shot, and I think we're going to get exactly what we want to. So let's scroll back up here, see what our answers are. 12 a.m., 11:59. Well, that was dumb. That's a.m. This is 12 p.m., 12:59 p.m., 1 p.m., and 11:59 p.m. And it looks like it's working. The only thing that wasn't working was me when I was trying to figure out what the correct suffix for that time was. So that's the first problem in the practice test. We'll stop the video here and we'll continue with the other problems in another video.